To enable stop loss in this trading application, all we need to do is just come over here to the tools section and just place a tick in this box here, and that means that we're basically set up now. If we back or lay anything in with these boxes, we're automatically going to fire a stop loss 3 ticks above or below the price that we get matched at. Rather than use 3 ticks, we'll just come in here. I'll just change it to 2 ticks so we've got a better chance of getting matched. Minimize that again. So we'll take the favourite here. We'll place a £20 back bet at 3.85. Just change that to £20, and we'll submit that bet. And because we've got our stop loss enabled with the tick here, what it'll do is, as soon as we get matched, is it's also fired in a stop loss on Artemis at 3.95, which is 2 ticks above the 3.85. Now at the moment we're only partially matched. We're still waiting for this £13 to be filled as well, and when it does, if the market was to move out to 3.95, then we would automatically close our position to minimize our losses. So as you can see now, we're fully matched for our £20 at 3.85. So there's a trigger just sitting here waiting for the market to move out to 3.95, when our trigger will be fired and we will minimize our losses by using the stop loss trigger. So there's not too much in front of us in the queue now. You see there's only £13. Another way of looking at this, of course, is you can look at it on the ladder if that's the way that you prefer to trade. And in the ladder view, you'll see that there's our stop loss trigger sitting there, our £20, and it's currently trading in here. So as soon as it hits 3.95, our stop loss will be executed, and it will minimize our losses in this particular occasion. The reason, of course, it can't put the order in at the moment is because if it has to lay it at 3.95, Betfair's best execution would kick in and say, well, that's okay, you don't want to lay at 3.95, I can actually get you out at 3.9. But that's not what we're doing with a stop loss. We're saying with a stop loss that should the market move against us to that point, then please get me out of this order or this position. We're just getting close to realising our stop loss figure now of 3.95. In fact, there it goes. It's just fired, and as you can see now, we've been matched for our £20 lay at 3.95 to realise our loss of £2 on Artemis. What you can also do with stop loss is that you can use it in association with a tick offset. So we'll move away from Artemis now, and we'll move on to female strategy. And what we'll do this time is we'll just disable that first until we set ourselves up. We'll go back into the stop loss, and we'll set it to 5 ticks, a little bit further, a bit wider gap, and we'll set our tick offset off at the same time for 3 ticks, and we'll minimize that. We're going to set up a 3 tick profit or accept a 5 tick loss, and in order to do that, we just enable both of those options. And this time, remember, we're going to be looking at female strategy, so we'll back female strategy at 3.85 for the same £20. We'll submit that order, and we're matched at 3.85, or we're getting matched. There's still some to be matched, another £5 there, but you'll see that we've automatically fired in a lay at 3.7 to realise our profit, and we've got a stop loss in at 4.2 to get us out of the position should it move against us. So we've got £20 loss now on these selections. We've got 22 on Artemis because of our previous stop loss trade, but we lose £20 on these selections, but we win 57 on female strategy, and we backed at 3.85. So we've actually got an order in at 3.7, which will realise our profit should the market move in our favour that way from our tick offset. But we've also got a stop loss trigger signified here by the SL at 4.2, which is just over here, just off the screen. Okay, so we'll just watch female strategy here, but we'll watch this one on the ladder rather than the grid interface. So we'll just switch to ladder mode. What we'll do is we'll just knock out Artemis because that will just confuse things, and Sapphire Song. So we're just looking at the selection that we're interested in, and you can see here that we got involved at 3.85. This is our stop loss here up at 4.2, and this is our get out with a profit down here at 3.7. So the market's still where we ended it really, 3.85, 3.9, and it's basically a race now to see if it goes up here first or it goes down here. Of course, depending on which way it goes first, if it hits the 3.7 first, then it'll cancel the 4.2 stop loss. If it hits 4.2 first, it will realise our loss at 4.2, but it will cancel the £20 order at 3.7. Looks at the moment like our stop loss position is fairly safe. We entered at 3.85 if you remember, and there's quite a bit of money now between 3.85 and 4.2, and there's only about £266, of which £20 of that is ours, be stopping us hitting our target profit, which is at 3.7. But it's always nice to know, and it's nice to be safe in the knowledge that the market has got a kind of a ceiling on it at 4.2, because our stop loss is going to stop us going off into 5s and 6s and 7s. Now we're just about at our level. One take, and there you go. You'll notice there that we realised our profit because we hit our tick offset number, and the 4.2 stop loss position has now been removed from the market. If we go back to the grid interface, you'll see that we realised our £3 profit should female strategy go on and win, and we now have no stop loss position waiting to be fired because the tick offset was hit first. It removed the stop loss position. And that's one way that you can use tick offset in conjunction with stop loss.